Doogie is doing amazing on Disney Plus. So I want to talk about like how you auditioned for the series and how like the filming went on set. Were there any embarrassing moments or anything? So let's start at the beginning. Like, how did you audition for this thing? Did you have an agent and your agent just kind of hooked you up, or how did that go?
Well, so my agent did have the request,
Mm-hmm.
and since it was during COVID, or like at least the start of COVID,
Yeah.
we had to do it through Zoom.
Yeah.
So after I did the first self tape,
Mm-hmm.
I sent it in, and I didn't think I actually got it because it had been like 2 months.
Oh
And
wow.
then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I got a call back. And then I did the callback that lasted like 3 minutes. It
Oh
was very
wow.
short.
Yeah.
And then another like month or so, or a couple months went by, and I was like, okay, I guess I didn't get that one either.
Right.
But then, another out of the blue, they were like, you got the role, and we need you to come to Hawaii in 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
It was very hectic, but we made it work, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I just torture having to go and film in Hawaii, huh? Yeah. Oh, my first gig's in Hawaii. Oh, I mean, the pains and perils of the job. Like that's awesome though. And yeah, the Zoom thing, right? That, like we had somebody on just recently who was talking about that like at least when it was in person, the whole cattle calls in person and you're in the room and everything, you kind of know, right? Like the next step is, okay, hey, we like that. We're going to give it to the next person. And that they're, but in this whole self-tape Zoom era, you don't know. Your self-tapes pass into one person to one person to one person, and you finally get the phone call. But like back in the day, you knew when it was going to person to person to person. Now you're just like, is anybody watching? Like, how's it going? Did you ever do in-person auditions as well prior to COVID? And do you like the way it's kind of shifted to the self-tapes now and Zoom as opposed to the in-person, or what? Do you like in-person better?
I mean, I did do auditions beforehand that were in person,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say that besides like the communication part, I kind of like digital better because with school and stuff, I have to audition. We have to go all the way like into the city to, if I had to do it in person, we'd have to go all the way. And yeah, besides the communication part, I like the digital version better.
Plus, like I said, back to the digital, if you can redo your self-tape 35 times if you're not happy with it, right? In the room, you get one shot, and if you're not happy with it, you're like, oh, oops, maybe they'll
There
ask
it
me to
is.
do it again. But, so yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. I got to ask this, though, back like to what I said at the top of the show. Were you on set? Did you have a little bit of creative liberty with your character? Did you bring a lot? Are you a lot like him in the sense that this is me? I'm kind of just my own guy and I bring this to the table. Were you able to bring a lot of yourself into that character and have a little leeway to play with him? Were they open to that? Or was it very like, this is how we want him to be?
I mean, I guess I brought myself into the character a little bit, but I would say that I'm like not entirely the same because he's like super chill, like
Yeah.
confident,
Yeah.
and I'm like not as confident. So I had to like get myself out of the out of my comfort zone, which I actually didn't mind because that kind of helps like with acting in the future.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you could do like we were allowed to do like little ad libs at the end if we wanted, but I was very like I didn't really do any of that.
Right. You're like, I'll just read what's on the page. We're good. Everything's good. That's so funny. Well, what do you think is your most embarrassing moment, or what is your favorite moment on set of Doogie?
Probably my favorite moment was that, so in the backyard of the people who own the house,
Mm-hmm.
who are very nice to let us film there,
Right.
there's a tortoise named Henry
Oh.
who just he just lives back there, and sometimes when we're filming, he'll just come in the middle of the scene. We have to like walk over him.
That's awesome.